Doom: The Dark Ages, and it's actually a prequel to the Dooms of 2016, but still in the lore canon of the other Dooms.
Yeah.
And basically, the big thing I'd say about this is you got a shield now. Look at that. You can run into people, you can barge them. You're basically like a, I don't know, football player, as it were. You run around and you shoot stuff. Like, that's pretty much the whole thing. You're going to this place called the Psychic Realm, I think it's called, rather than there's the Cybernetic Realm, which was 2016, and this is like the different kind of realm. Hence why you're in the medieval times. The different realms. And basically the Knight Sentinels are the ones who got you. They've put you into this divinity machine, and they've made you into the Doomslayer. And you're still kind of working for these guys, and this is the evil lord. He's the main bad guy of this series, and basically he's trying to kill Doomslayer because if they don't fear him, if they only fear the Doomslayer, they will never fear him. And so absolute power corrupts absolutely.
The writing is
it's just genius, isn't it? But honestly, like, this is Doom. There's not much you need to know. You run around and you shoot a crazy ton of different type of demons, and they've made them more kind of organic. In other Dooms, you would have seen there's very much like the cybernetic, the UAC that they've fused with. This one, they're trying to make it more organic looking. So the Kako demons kind of look like octopuses with brains and like tendrils and stuff. But it's a lot of fun. They've also included a dragon that you can ride to different places around the realm, whatever, which is pretty cool. And they've also got a Titan that you can run into. So kind of like Titanfall, you get into the big mecha thing and you fight these huge devils and stuff, which I think is needed. I think there's some people will be like, you know what, I don't like that. I just want to shoot some stuff, you know. But they have added different ways to get to different parts of the level. Obviously, it came out today if you bought the premium edition. This isn't my gameplay. I never die. I never pause. I just go straight through.
I don't know that shit.
But it came out 2 days ago, so people may have already finished it. I'm guessing they would have. But for the general release, it has been released today. And it's just a whole lot of fun. Like, honestly, it basically is a rhythm game. You see green, you hit this button. You see the guy over there, you're going to dash over to him. It's just chaos. Like, they've done a really good job with the designs, and I've seen nothing but like good praise for it. The only thing that I'd say is like what they need to improve on is people may not like the story because they have made it a bit more story heavy than other Dooms. There's a lot of cutscenes. There's more like, here's what happened here and here, which people may not like. But for me, once you get down to this, it's basically 20 minutes of just running around shooting things, and then you get a bit of a cutscene, run around another 20 minutes, shoot things. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Bethesda, obviously, I think they distributed the game, and id, I always thought it was ID.
I always said ID.
I always said ID Games, but id obviously made this game. It is only single player. There's no multiplayer. There's no co-op. They said, we just want you to be Doomslayer and shoot shit up.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
And
It's on the
I'm all
box.
for it. It's on the box.
It's funny you mentioned the rhythm game, because there's been a lot of comparisons to more of a bullet hell shooter as well, like a first-person bullet hell shooter, kind of like your Returnals and stuff, because the counters that you mentioned, the green, it's indicated like so obviously. Everything that this game does is just obnoxiously game design, but in the best, because it's an old school game. So it doesn't feel stupid to be running over power-ups that are everywhere, to be getting huge green indicators that are like, oh, I can counter that, I can't counter the red. It's weird. Any other game would feel lazy, but Doom makes it like feel nostalgic.
They've done a really good job with it. And they've also kept the old school Doom things. Like, if you remember playing Doom, the original ones, there were always those secret areas that you could find, and you get like, you know, all these crazy weapons and ammo. They do the same thing in here. They've also, to all you lore hunters, they've got codexes, but who reads those, honestly,
Who's
at the end
got
of the
time to
day?
read?
Exactly. But yes, you see blue
demons
key
in my
card
face.
required. You still have key cards, even though you've got this like BFG gun, or sorry, the big crossbow they call it in this game. And you can throw it out like
BFC,
Captain America.
isn't it?
BFC. Yeah, it's a big crossbow. But they throw the shield, as you can see.
The saw shield.
The big,
Well, no, but it's called like the it's called like the binary fracture crossbow or something. Like it has a 3-letter acronym. Oh, red key card. No, we need a blue one. Sorry, Josh. Blue one. Sorry,
Josh,
buddy.
that's awesome.
Wow.
No,
But yeah,
we got sent this guy as well.
I'm so jealous. Like,
He got his little flail.
oh my god,
Oh my god.
So cool.
And
that
look
is
at his slap.
older.
His hand fell off. It's all right. Just revert to the last save.
But I should also mention that I really like the fact that they haven't just made like, okay, let's make another sequel and we'll just make it kind of exactly like Doom Eternal and we'll just make it crazy. They're like, okay, let's just go in a completely different. We're going to make it more melee heavy.
Well, this
And I was
sits,
like, yeah.
this sits now as like a really interesting trilogy that will exist until they make the next one.
Yes.
But like, I'm pretty sure this is where they're going to round out the trilogy, because Doom 16 was weapon focused, back in the sci-fi complex. Doom Eternal, super verticality. You needed specific weapons to kill specific enemies. It was a real juggle game, and like a lot of people didn't like it. I only got like halfway into Doom Eternal. I loved the first one, Doom 2016. I didn't finish Eternal. 3 sittings and I'm done with it. I finished it. I fucking love this.
Yes, it's so good.
This is just the right mix of the whole like strafing shooter, the move like a tank, you get into a rhythm, you get into like a fugue state of just like, some of the gameplay I captured is just, no, if you looked at it and hadn't played the game, you're like, what the fuck are you looking at here? For me, I'm like, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm like charging into everyone, because the thing they went hard on here, which I love, is that there's no stand back and pick off enemies. You will die if you try to do that, because you struggle with projectiles. The game is like, you see a bigger enemy that you've never seen before. I've never had a game make me go, "Ugh," and like run into them and like just get under their face and just
they reward you for doing it. Well, if you stay back and try and pick them off, that you can't get close enough to get all the things that they give you, which I think is really, really clever on that behalf. And yeah, it really is just a lot of fun. I played last night on my Steam Deck the old school Doom, like, you know, the actual original one. I got so motion sick from it. And I was just like, oh my God, it's 2D, but it's trying to be 3D. I felt so sick. But this one, it really is just
They've really stepped it up since that one, haven't
you know
they?
what? I'm going to say that this just looks a lot better than that previous one.
I was really looking forward to this. I'm so glad they took the direction that they did with it, because it would have been so easy to just make it an iteration on Eternal. But the fact that they have 3 distinctly different feeling Doom games, I'm now going to go back and play the other.
Exactly.
I'm going to play Eternal now and push through it, because I respect how much the developers have gone, hey, we iterated on that. It's cool to see them change the formula entirely.
The soundtrack is also amazing. Like when it like launched, really, I loved. There's one of, I forget what it's called. I'll have to find the track. In fact, if you go to my YouTube channel, I did a deep dive into the demon lore of Doom, which you should totally watch.
YouTube.com/Reap
Show. You should totally watch.
Reap's Show.
REAPZ
ZSHOW.
There it is.
There it is. Awesome. Thank you.
It's a Reap Show, baby. It's weird. Yeah, look, it still does the cool. It still has like heavy death metal, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, people know Mick Gordon did the soundtrack for the first 2.
Yeah.
And he's not doing this one. I found it was
2
really.
or 1?
I thought he did 2. Maybe it was just one.
Them up to...
Either way, it's different sound design here, and it takes a bit more of a backseat. And the weirdest thing I found is that my music volume was at 70%.
Yeah.
When I booted the game up by default. So it's almost like the music was quieter by default.
Oh, I had it all cranked up. So
I turned it up afterwards, and
right.
it does feel good, but it missed a few of the kind of like crazy rock licks, and it does just turn into this like white noise behind it.
Sure.
But again, this game as an experience is just...
I see what you're saying there. To me, when it's like we're launching the Slayer and you just seem to go kadoom into the ground and you're like, I get to be him now. It's sick.
I didn't know how much I liked this character as like, I want the figurine.
Yeah.
I want the pop vinyl.
Yeah, that's Mancubus. He's a big boy.
He's a big
Big
fella.
boy. But you see how he's like more organic? Like you can actually... Well, with the other ones, he's all like, I'm metal.
The shield saw, I
boy's all
thought... I totally thought the
love it.
shield saw might be gimmicky as well, but I think they've made it really interesting. You use it for puzzles. You use it to like, as you saw there, you can like disable an enemy for a short amount of time. But like,
It's like Bioshock 2.
it kind of is. But then the charge dash you do, I thought this would be a really slow, heavier game.
Yeah.
This footage is way faster than I was expecting when they were like, it's slower than the
Totally.
more recent Dooms. I'm like,
And then
this
you
it's still
add that
moving.
Oh,
add
yuck.
that to the charge you can do. You can like lock onto an enemy and zip across the map.
Big boy.
And you
got
do
a
that with all the
pussy.
grunts and stuff. Once you combine all that, it felt almost faster than Eternal. I was just watching
my
this
God.
guy just
Look at that
Don't
butt.
go
It's
to
amazing.
us,
But
please.
I was going to say that my final thought is I saw this amazing comment online, and it's so true. They basically say this new Doom trilogy is the Evil Dead trilogy.
That's a really
You know what
good
I mean?
analogy.
It's like they did the
Yes.
first one in the cabin, and then they're like, let's remake the cabin one, but make it better, which they did with Eternal. And then
Yeah.
they're like, let's go back to medieval times. And they did that with Doom.
And take wild
Yeah.
swings
This
with
is
it
Army
as
of
well.
Darkness.
This is Army
That's
of Darkness.
crazy.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I highly recommend it if you like loot and shooters. But basically shooting. Get it. It's fun.
It
really
is
fun.
to shoot.
Game Pass.
If you're American, you'll love this.
It's also like, 3 like 4 to 5 hour sessions, and
yeah.
my only advice: don't have a quick play before bed, because I lay in bed like just oh my god, the sound of
vibrating.
my,
Yeah,
it was insane.
Now,